Morning all. Welcome you all to the lecture video session on the organizing and staffing. And in the previous videos we were discussing about the type of organizations, and the major important type of organizations what we discussed were line organization, line and staff organization, or staff organization, which is also called as functional organization. Examples for the line organizations were like military organizations, the kind of military the rule, or we can say that line organization is suitable for the small shops or restaurants. The staff organization or the functional organization is suitable for public and the private enterprises. And also it is like the staff organization is less popular compared to the line and the staff organization. Line and the staff organization is typically followed by the BEML or the BHEL, that is Bharat Heavy Electronics, and the Tata Iron and Steel Limited. That means to say that precisely the public and then the private enterprises would prefer to have line and the staff organizations. This line and staff organizations are typically going to be resulting in the excess cost because of the number of people they are involved in the organization structure. So there are other organization structures which are going to be very effective depending on the type of the activity that is carried on in any organizations. So typically we call this kind of organizations which are dependent on the departmentation process. What is departmentation? Departmentation is nothing but the tasks are the activities which are the discrete segments of any kind of organizations which are which are going to be the base for the formation of the organization, decides that what kind of activity is carried on, and depending on the type of the activity that is carried on, the organization is recognized. For example, the departmentation is done using some of the criterias. The departmentation could be done based on the product that is manufactured in a company or in an organization, or it could be based on the projects, or it could be based on the process, or it could be based on the territory or the geography. So the departmentation is created on the criteria that what is the activity of the organization. So basically the activity forms the basis, and the responsibility is the kind of responsibility is given to the people who are involved in it, and the purchase of the raw material or the process that is carried on is dependent entirely on the department heads. So the finished goods are also coming on to the division, which are dependent on the superiors who are going to handle the particular process. The organization structure of the whole enterprises is in fact it is built around the various departments. That's why it is called as the departmentation. There could be, the departmentation could be on the basis of product, as we already said. Let's discuss the product organization or the departmentation in detail. When we think about the product organization or the departmentation, let's move on to the other kind of organization structure, which is called as the matrix organization. Let's first discuss about the matrix organization, which is the next step of next type of organization compared to the line and the staff organization. So as we already discussed about the line and the staff organization, let's move on to the matrix organization and discuss what is exactly the matrix organization, and then we will come to the departmentation and discuss in detail about the product or the process organization. Let's understand that what is exactly the matrix organization. Matrix organization is nothing but the organizational structure which is going to form, or which is going to be managed by the lattice or the grid structure. That means to say that The metrics organization provides for different levels, both horizontally as well as vertically. It is connected to the cross-functional teams. So here the teams may belong to one particular group. That means to say that there will be cross-functional teams which are going to be connected horizontally and vertically to form the functional enterprise. The employees may belong to one functional group, but they may contribute to a team that supports another program. This type of structures brings together the employees and the managers across the departments to work towards the accomplishment of the common organizational objectives. So it also leads to the efficient communication and the information exchanges, and there will not be any kind of delays that are that may exist because of the communication gap. So the teams will work together as well as the departments will work together, and there will be efficient communication among the workers and then among the employees, which will solve any kind of issues that may occur because of the differences that may appear from the team to team. The structure always promotes the innovation among the employees, and it also encourages the democratic management style. That means to say that everybody is given a chance to put across their innovative ideas, which may lead to the improvement of the product. So however, the metrics organization structure increases the complexity because every team is interrelated to another team, and it also reporting is going to be little more complicated because reporting is not limited to one particular supervisor, and the employees may get confused to see that where exactly they may have to go. So it is not going to be like how the functional organization works, because functional organization or the staff organization may be typically in an educational institution. Here it is going to be combined phase of the line and the staff and the next level of line and staff, because each department is interconnected to the other department. Such dual activity of any employee may lead to any kind of confusions, and there may be ego clashes also. Typically, we are seeing a matrix organization structure here. CEO is going to be handling all the departments. That means to say that director of the products, VP design, that is vice president design, vice president manufacturing, vice president the frameworks, or the vice president marketing, and then the vice president of human resources. All of them are going to report to the CEO. So here when all of them are reporting to CEO, the product manager A can utilize the service of design, manufacturing, fabrication, as well as the marketing and then the human resources as well. So the design department may contribute to any of the department like manufacturing and then the fabrication as well as the marketing. The project manager B can also utilize the services of design, manufacturing, marketing as well as the human resources. Similarly, product manager C also can utilize all these services of design, manufacturing, fabrication and then the marketing services, though they all report to the director of products. So in turn, product manager A is going to seek the activity of the design, manufacturing, fabrication and then the marketing. So it is horizontally connected as well as vertically connected. So both the ways all these departments are interconnected together, so that this kind of activity which the employees are going to handle is going to promote the innovation. So the matrix organizational structure or the grid organization structure is found to be very efficient, which is followed by many of the huge corporates as well as the Fortune 500 companies. The managers of each product shares the resources of other departments. So product manager A can seek the help of the design department, product manager C can also seek the help of the marketing department. The advantages of this kind of matrix organization structure are it combines the advantages of both the line and then the staff organization. It ensures the achievement of the objectives within the given time. It ensures the proper the innovation exchanges among the innovative idea exchanges among the employees of various departments. There will be effective civilization or utilization of all the available resources. There will be optimization of the available resources, and it is highly flexible. And the disadvantages of this is, as I already quoted, there could be many number of the team leaders who would be whom the employees need to be reporting, and that this may confuse, and this does not follow the scalar chain of command, so they will be getting the too many supervisors controlling an activity, work may get confused and work may be delayed, and this kind of activity will definitely leads to many advantages as well as disadvantages. So this is one type of organization structure which is found to be much efficient, and this is followed by many of the organizations. So let's understand what is product departmentation in detail. So departmentation can happen with respect to the product, with respect to the process, or it could be the combination of product and process as well, or it could be due to the activity that is going to be carried out. So we can understand each one of them, each one of the departmentation in detail. Let's understand the advantages and the disadvantages of each type of departmentation with keeping a reference diagram of the structure as well. Let's understand the product organization or the project organization. First we will take up the case of product organization, and then we will move on to the project organization. So let's go with the product organization first to understand what it is. Let's take a case study here. Let's go with the Maruti Udyog Limited, where when they started the 800cc, when they created the organization structure, let's understand from the perspective of the product. The departmentation happened on the basis of the products. So here you can see the different product lines which are going to be according to the products that each one of the line is going to deliver. Different product lines like small cars, mid-size cars, and then the large size car segments were made as the major ones. So the board of directors scale of chain of command is going to be through the managing director. Managing director is going to look after the different type of products which the segmentation has been done. As I quoted earlier, it could the major departments were small car segment, medium size car segment, and then the large car segment. General manager for the small car division, the general manager for the mid-size car division, general manager for the large car segment division. Let's understand the general manager for the small car division is going to look after the product like 800cc, Zen, Wagoner, van, and then the Omni van, and then the Alto. Many of the products have been they have been developed into the next size, or they might have been withdrawn now from the market, depending on the release of the new products, new product in the small car segment as well as the medium car size segment as well as the large car segments in the division. When they started the production, this was the structure. So the general manager for the large car division was given in charge of S-Team and then the Baleno cars, and the general manager for the small car division, the production department, sales department, and then the accounts department were in turn reporting to the general manager small car division, whereas the general manager for the large car division again production department, and then the sales department and the account department pertaining to the large car sector were reporting to it. Here you can see the product organization chart, which is divided basically keeping in mind the products that have been delivered from a particular organization. Similarly, you can see the product organization chart of the Maruti Udyog here. Similarly, Toyota had their own product organization chart, and other car segments, others like Hyundai and then the Honda, they also had their own product segments as well as the products that have been released from their concern. So the advantages of this particular type of departmentation is that top management is relieved of the production operational task. They can focus on much larger the concerns of a particular organization. Maybe the sales, maybe the marketing, maybe the forecasting. All these that top management got the much of the time instead of focusing on the operational task, which is given them the more time to focus on the common goals. So it is easy to compare the performance of each one of the division, large car segment division, and then the data for the large car segment, and then the turnover that is happening, and then the total sales forecast that could be done. Similarly, for the small car segment also, the forecast, the realization, region wise, like the realization, all these things were on the tips, and then which enable the top management to look for the different kind of segments. Managers of different segments try to produce the best results, so that there will be competition among the segments, there will be forecasts among the segments, and the particular product may be taking a lead because of the good response that is got by the customers, and then the requirements also. So time to time the market changes, so it will be very easy for the managers to understand the response of the product from the market, and to lead the market in a better way. So it will definitely lead to the top management to decide that which car to be kept in the market for the higher to meet the demand, and which product should be made in advance, and then the booking should be made in advance, and all those kind of strategies can be planned out very well by the project by the managers. So what are the disadvantages of this kind of by product departmentation? The disadvantages are there could be duplication of the staff and then the facilities, and there could be separate workforce may be required to expand, and that will definitely expand the expenditure. So the cost would be too high, and then the more number of managers may be required in order to manage all this, and there may not be enough. They may not be able to optimize the facilities and then the equipment. These are some of the disadvantages. So this is about the by product departmentation, that is departmentation by product, or you can say that this is the product organization, and this is about the product organization with the chart. So see you all in the next video. Thank you so much.